God's first God blesses. What's going on, everyone? We're back. Still about 14 minutes from our next reservation ride. We're just over $100 and about 12 minutes away. So we're going to keep working hard for our second half.
Check it out on YouTube and Rumble and elsewhere. Coffee Nonsense Network CNN reports after such a divisive, they've claimed, presidential race, some of your colleagues and friends will likely share their strong reactions, so-called strong, to the outcome. So, watch out. And the election, President-elect Donald J. Trump, our greatest, has won the battleground state of Nevada. CNN projects, bringing his electoral vote count to 301 as his team begins preparing for the transfer of power. The state had voted blue in the last two elections, allegedly. I believe it. In favor of Hillary Clinton, can you believe it? And then of Joe Biden in 2020. So this marks a shift to the right, so they claim. To the so-called shift to the right. No, it's because the far left has gone extremely left, because the right wing has gone to the left too. Anyway, Trump has selected his campaign manager. It has made history, guys. Susie Wiles, S-U-S-I-E. Last name Wiles, W-I-L-E-S. Nice name. To be his White House Chief of Staff, the first woman to hold the role. Oh, typical Trump. He's always supported the women. Many other senior positions to the government have been held by women. Top judicial spots, House so-called leadership roles. No woman has ever assumed the top Pentagon position. However, all eyes are on whom Trump will choose. They say whom, but it's whom Trump will choose for other key roles in the upcoming weeks. And immigration. More fake news from Commie Nonsense Network. Trump's allies and some in the private sector have been quietly preparing for a mass detention of what they call immigrants. What they really mean is illegals, different from just normal immigrants. In the United States, illegal immigrants. Trump's day one priority is to reinstate his previous administration's border policies and reverse those of crooked Joe Biden. It was a disaster, right? Shut up. Senior Trump advisor Jason Miller, told Commie Nonsense Network. Early discussions among Trump's team have also focused on removing what they call undocumented immigrants. They're quite documented, they're illegal, who have committed crimes. That would mean they're documented as having committed crimes, right? Another key issue under consideration is how, when, and if to deport illegals who are brought to the United States as children, commonly known as dreamers, depending on how old they are, right? So-called dreamers. Under evil Obama, DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, so-called. Meanwhile, a federal judge Thursday struck down a Biden immigration policy shielding spouses, illegal husbands, illegal wives of U.S. citizens from deportation. Based judge finally does something good, huh? Very nice. You can make sure you do also, guys and gals, check out Church with Jesse Peterson, revealingtheman.com/church. Go check out the recent services from way back in 2010. We have archive services up there. There is a Bond Rumble channel that has clips and archive stuff. Very nice. In addition to the live streams, which are on Jesse Peterson's live channel. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. Hour 2.
I know we can find of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. My biblical question this week is, do you understand yourself? Do you understand yourself? Do ya? And if you're out and about, busy, you can podcast the show. It doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing. You can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad, working out, no matter what, by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLPTalk. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLPTalk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's getting off your chest day. It is. Whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You talk like no other. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people and you sitting up there looking like a bar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's crazy.
I wouldn't have even smoking pot.
Vice President will not be there to
I'm sorry.
I think that's cool, Kieran. I think that's really cool. It's really watching just the entire world.
It is okay to feel sad and disappointed.
Now women are gonna have to just refuse to participate. Stop having sex with men. Divorce your husband. I am going to be promoting the 4B movement.
Folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it.
I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have.
I'm gonna do it whether the women like it or not. I'm gonna protect them.
I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps.
And you are out of here.
See, that's why I'm recording. Because the cops ain't gonna believe this
Forgive him. Please forgive him. For he not knoweth what he said.
That's for sure. What the? 888-7753-773. It's Get It Off Your Chest. I want to go back to the busy folks. Let me go to Alex out of New York. Alex, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, yes, hi. I actually called here before, like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes, my question was, what's the difference between the love you feel to God and the love you feel before you forgive your parents, the fake kind?
That's not love, that's hate. It's just emotion disguising itself as love. You don't have love for your parents or anyone. And then, I'm sorry?
But only to God did you feel love?
Yes, there's only love from God. God, no, there's no other love. Everything else is fake. It's an imitation, and that's why it doesn't work. Everything else is hatred, it's judgment, it's ego, it's vanity.
I see. But when you feel love to God, like what does that love mean in that case? Like is it just basically not hating or not resenting, not judging, no judgment?
Yes. When you drop your ego, when you drop anger, when you drop thoughts, when you drop anger, you only have God's love. And
What's going on, everyone? Glad you could join us.
no feeling.
We're about less than 2 minutes from our next pickup here.
Love. And you don't have, there's no feeling to good, and yet you're free of all of your insane conflict that you have, your worries, your loneliness, your sadness, your anger, your desire to be like anyone, your desire to have friends or have this or have that. All that disappears as a result of having God's love.
I see.
No more suicidal thoughts. No more none of those things.
I see. But last time I talked to you, I did talk with my mother and then my father, and I did forgive them. And like you said, I was shaking in my boots, basically. I mean, for my mother, because I was talking to her in person. And I did feel a lot better afterwards. I felt all the anger, all the resentment basically wash away.
Yes.
And since then I have been feeling better, but I've had moments of where I did feel sometimes frustration.
Right.
Sometimes with my parents, not hate, just like sometimes their habits can get to me, and I'm trying to be aware of that and not succumb to any of that.
Right. And where do you feel that?
Where do I feel that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that question. What do you mean by that?
You said sometimes I do feel frustration. And where do you feel that?
I guess in the mind, basically, because sometimes their habits can be like annoying because maybe I don't feel like I'm being taken seriously by them.
And you're 100% right. It's in the mind. It's not coming from them. They're not to be blamed for that. It's in the mind. And in the mind is all an illusion. And so if you can, when those feelings come, watch those thoughts and live with it, do nothing about it, and it will be taken away from you. Because it's in the mind. But the mind, which is evil, want you to think it's coming from the outside, that they are making you feel that way. It's because of what they said or what they're doing and blah, blah, blah. The mind trying to get you to blame the outside, but we really, really pay attention, you're going to see it's in the mind, it's in you. And if you can see that, you will be made free. It's not on the outside, it's in you, it's in the mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And be careful, because the mind will quickly try to cause you to look on the outside and blame somebody else. You made me feel that way. You made me afraid. You made me lonely. You took away your love. And it's not true. It's in the mind inside of you. And that's why we're supposed to, if you want to be free, you got to keep your eyes on you and what's happening inside of you, so you can overcome that illusion. It's all fake. It's not even happening to you. It's happening in the mind, and you're not your mind.
True. I remind myself that it's just not easy to practice it sometimes.
And why not?
I mean, what I mean by that, I'm trying to say, when I say to myself, it's all in the mind, it's not real.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes my brain a second to get it. Like,
I
I'm
understand.
just trying to calm myself and just not let it take over the emotion.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that you're reminding yourself it's in you, it's in the mind. It's nobody else but you. And then if you get caught up in the mind and you start tripping for a minute, just realize you're in the thought, come back to the present, and you'll be fine. If you have to do it 1,000 times a day, you come back to the present instead of getting caught up with the mind, just flowing with it and thinking about the past or the future and all that, which doesn't exist anyway.
Okay. I see. I also wanted to ask. With forgiving my parents, I'm trying to forgive myself, because sometimes I over criticize myself when I make a little mistake, because maybe subconsciously I think I have to be perfect, but I'm human and I won't always be perfect, and it's not easy to realize that, you know.
And who is the self that you're trying to forgive? Who is that person? Tell me about that person. Who is that?
The person that, you know, makes mistakes, like you're a little clumsy, you knock something over, or you made a mistake in a document. Like, that's just someone who just easily gets frustrated when you.
And who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see, when I'm not focusing on my emotions, I'm not sure really who I am. Like, what I like to do, my job, or so I realize that's not who I am. It's just what I do, you know.
And so why do you think there is a self to forgive? Why do you think that you exist?
I'm not sure why I think there's something.
You listen to the mind. Once again, you're listening to the mind. The mind is telling you that, and you're believing a lie. There is no self to forgive.
Yeah. I guess so, because, you know, Jesus died for our sins and they've been forgiven, so I shouldn't feel this way, right?
Right. It's in the mind. All of your sins have been wiped away, and it's impossible for you to sin. The only sin you had to forgive was to playing God. That's why you go and forgive your parents, so you can stop playing God by judging this false self and others, right? Once you did that, you were free.
Yeah, I understand that. It's not easy because sometimes, why if I feel this way, like, this is not me. It's like it is coming from somewhere else, somewhere that's
It's coming from the mind. It's coming from
the
deceiver, and the deceiver made a home in the mind. It's not you. It has nothing to do with you. Everything you've done in the past or the future was because of it. It was making you do it. It was working through you, through your body, through your mind, but it wasn't you. It was never you. And God doesn't think of you as doing anything wrong. He doesn't hold anything against you. He's not judging you. He knows that it wasn't you. That's why he keeps telling you, drop the ego. You must die from the ego so you can stop identifying with it, thinking that it's you. You are free. In your world, you are free, and you can live in your world and have perfect peace.
Yeah, true.
And so you gotta stop identifying with anything or anyone or anything. Stop calling it you. There is no you to forgive.
That makes a lot of sense, and that makes me feel a lot better, because it's just crazy, you know, all of it.
Every human being you ever met, ever will meet, ever known, and ever do know has the same problem that you're dealing with. It's the same thing, but most people are not working on themselves, so they can't see what you're seeing, because most people have accepted their hell as a norm, and they're working overtime to draw you into their hell so that they can be happy, a false happiness, but they can feel good. But every human being has the same problem. And when you can understand this about yourself, you're going to understand this about all human beings, and you will never judge again. You won't play God. And it's not like you're going to be accepted raw as a right, but you won't judge it because you have understanding. Above all, get understanding. It's the understanding that will make you free. Not this thing about, oh, I went down and I confessed Jesus. I have faith in God. And they're lying. They're weak. When they say they have faith in God, what they're telling you is that they're weak. You want to know God. You want understanding.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
All right? So you're doing the silent prayer every day and night, right?
I've been trying to just, I've been having this job, but I'm trying to make time for it. When I do, it does help. It's just the time I have.
Seek first the kingdom of truth, and all will be added unto you. You cannot put anything before this. I don't care what kind of job you have, how late or early you work. You take time, be present during the day, come back to present, go to work. You got to go to work and do your job, but don't put anything before that. If you have time to go to work, you have time to be still.
Okay,
Do you
yeah.
have time to go to the toilet?
Yes.
Then you have time to be still.
Yes, that makes sense. I have to just make the time for the silence. Yes.
If you want to be free, you shall have no one or nothing before truth. Nobody or nothing, nowhere, no how, nothing. If you want to be free, you got to seek first the kingdom of God, truth, whatever you want to call it. You got to seek that first and let that be your guide and your only guide, and you'll be fine. Everything else will work out.
Daniel?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay.
Perfect. How are you doing?
All is well,
By
thank you.
chance, did you tell me when you first called that you live with your mother
Yes.
and you're 28?
Yes.
Why are you still there?
I just got a job recently, so I'm saving to
Oh, okay.
find a new place.
Okay, I understand. Be grateful for what you have. Don't argue with your mother. And when she does crazy things,
Please
that's
use your
in her
seatbelt
and
for
on
your
her.
safety.
It has nothing to do with you.
I agree. I've been trying to do that. It's just sometimes I have to do something. I mean,
We
I
are
try
audio
to
and
get her to
video
do stuff
recording
for
this
herself,
ride
but
for your safety.
it seems like she doesn't really care to do
been
it.
a
So
busy
I'm
day for
trying
you?
to, like, if she doesn't want to do this, I'm just not going to care.
This morning
It's her
was.
life. I gotta focus
And then my coffee machine was down in our
Give me the
apartment,
quick
so
example, then I gotta
I ended up
run.
falling
What
asleep
you mean
after
I'm trying to
breakfast.
get her to do things for herself?
like,
That's rough.
Oh, it's
I wanna
perfect
be able to
actually.
take her riding
I'd rather
once
take
in a
the
while,
sleep
but
than
sometimes she doesn't-
ask for coffee.
doesn't seem to have
So
the motivation to, and I'm like,
And
I
why
definitely
are you-
pumped myself
why
full
are
of
you
caffeine
trying to
this morning.
motivate her?
I don't know. I guess I feel like I have to, or she.
But you're my
what
second
is it?
ride
Oh my
after
God, it's just-
coming
And
from all
why
that.
does
So
matter to you that
got
she
about another
doesn't
6 hours to go.
anything for herself?
Back
She
and
lay
forth
there
from
and
the
get
airport,
fat and
basically,
die.
or
Why does that
all
matter
over the
to you?
place.
all over.
I usually like to stay down here
All my life, I just
in the
did
suburbs
one
on the
thing
west
for
side,
her.
or
Even when it comes to the
closer to the
medication,
border of Illinois
little
and
things,
Wisconsin.
I don't know. I guess it's just a habit I developed over the years.
From
And-
what I've heard,
and is she
at
able
least
to get
most
up
of
and get her
the
own
Uber and Lyft
medication?
drivers that I've gotten
Yeah,
in this
she
area
is.
do pretty
It's just
good.
her
Oh, absolutely.
motivation to do it.
But listen,
It's definitely a six-figure job.
The vitamins.
That's awesome.
Listen, stop it. Let your mother live
Especially if
the
you like
life that
driving
she
around.
wants to live.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean,
If she
it's not like
doesn't
we're
wanna take
driving
medication
for
or the vitamin, don't let her
12
take it.
hours
I mean,
straight
don't-
like truck
don't
drivers.
you bother
You
about
take
it.
as many breaks
That's
as you
the
want.
life
and-
that
And this is
she
the
has
perfect car to
chosen.
do it in too,
And
because
you don't have
Yeah,
the
that and I
right
also
to
own a
get to
Tesla,
deal
so-
with it. You're
Oh,
not
that's
God.
awesome.
The goal is to keep this during the winter time
See,
and
God doesn't make
Good
her
for
take
you.
use
her
my
vitamin or
Tesla for
medication.
personal
You
use.
gotta get fat, sass, and die, right?
then my
That's
next
awesome.
purchase would be like an Escalade or something.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
awesome.
honestly, I'm just tired because it's like I don't want to just have it on my mind. I want to get my life together.
You like your Tesla?
Yeah, except for it needs a new battery. Unfortunately, out of warranty. I got an error code. It's very rare to get it, but I got it. And the battery's brand new. I mean, it only had like 70,000 miles on it. But I was in a comprehensive collision on the freeway. Just ran over some debris and I punctured my first battery. Insurance covered that, but the second one, no one can cover because they say it's natural wear and tear. Even though I'm only 2,000 miles past warranty, but
They tend to do that with
no empathy.
Yeah. I feel like it's always a couple thousand miles right after the warranty is when everything starts happening.
Yeah.
Once again, you in thoughts and you play God.
I thought about getting a Tesla for my wife.
You don't have.
Yeah, I would just get a used one. I mean, like I said, the error code that I got is very rare. It's like a 2% chance, but it just can honestly happen to anyone like
I
me.
was looking at like a 2017, it only had 50,000 miles on it.
Yeah, anything 2018 or older, I believe you get free charging for life.
Really?
Yeah, definitely check
That's a good.
the details for the purchase. But yeah, because my buddy has a 2018 Model 3, and he gets free charging. So, and he bought it from someone else.
That's awesome.
I make sure not to get
Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think a new one, $1,000. Yeah.
Depends what tax bracket you're in. I think I only got like 2,000 or 3,000.
That's probably true.
Which doesn't make any sense because if you're making less than 70 grand, like, why are you trying to purchase it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you take the rest of the money and live buy yourself a house.
But yeah, I was thinking once I get my car fixed, I was going to put it on Turo. That way people that are looking to purchase a Tesla, they can just
But don't even prepare for
check my car out. Because I got all the features on it. Full self-drive. It's all black, very clean.
Just fine.
That's awesome.
Okay, I see. That makes a lot of sense, and that helps a lot.
Do you
Thank
like the electric?
Yes. I was going to get the newest version of this Prius, but they said a 3-month wait on the specs that I wanted. I wanted it all black interior, black exterior. But that was all AV. But I didn't want to risk, because my friends were like, oh, just buy another Tesla. I was like, you want me to have another issue of a battery incident? Like, no, thank you.
My cousin had a Chevy Volt.
I was in a Chevy Bolt for a little bit, the EUV.
Yeah, and he had his battery terminals or something went out.
Sure.
It was like $3,000.
That's not terrible.
Replace them. I know. It's kind of funny though, because he'd been bragging about how much gas he was saving and all this stuff. And then
Yeah, 100 miles per gallon.
I just blew all of the money that I saved right on trying to get that fixed.
Same thing with me. I literally, gas savings to what I was making was about 15,000.
Yeah.
And that's going straight to maintenance.
Yes, sir.
So it all caught up to us. But yeah, I was thinking about the Bolt, but again, I just had trauma of like what can go wrong. But if the generator goes out in this car, which is very common after like 9 years of the Prius lifetime, it's like 6,000. So I could bite that bullet better than 15,000.
That's not too bad. I have an F-150 and I got it used. I got it on a really good deal.
Yes.
The steering is going out on it, so I'm taking it in Monday to figure out what the damage is. Luckily, I think it'll max out at $1,500 if they got to redo the entire steering system.
Yeah.
But cars are expensive.
I agree. Yeah. But I got this one for good steal. Only had 70,000 on it. 2020. I got it for like 19.5, and that's exactly what Blue Book was telling me. I just asked a few $100 off because there's like cigarette burn holes here, and then it needs new rotors. But I was just trying to find anything I could do just to get the actual value of the what Kelly Blue Book was telling me. But I mean, I'm doing. You can see my dash. I'm going like 280 miles on average.
That's awesome.
And then my best mile per gallon was 51.4. But it's been around like 47.
That's way off.
Yeah, I mean to fill it up, it's the same as what I would do for a Tesla supercharged, around $20 at most.
Yeah, I get 14 on my truck.
Amazing. That's probably pretty expensive.
Yeah, with a 40-gallon tank.
Every morning, every night.
Yes, sir.
And then during the day,
I don't drive too far.
Sure.
It's not too bad.
I practice it, but I fail with it.
Yeah, I'll definitely get a pickup truck once I own a house and do more around the house for utility-wise.
I'm a big outdoorsy person.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes sense. I can use it a lot to do that. I have a Honda Accord. Just wasn't cutting it. Doing the outdoor camping
And who is the
everything.
eye that's doing that?
Well, yeah, the devil.
Other than that, I love
And why you call it an eye?
I also think Hyundai did a good job on their EVs. The Ioniqs.
Really?
Yeah, they're very smooth, like the whole exterior. But Lexus is more luxurious on the value that you can get for those.
Yeah.
But I haven't really dug into too much research as far as their EV work.
Lexus is pretty much the luxury version of Toyotas, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. That's their whole model is luxury exports.
I had a friend that had a Lexus. He liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, they're very sleek looking, except for just the giant grille. I think that's a little too much.
Yeah, he liked the inside. That was the big thing about it.
I'm very pleased on how sleek this looks. Although I wish it was all leather. There's like a bunch of water stains. I left a water bottle here last night, and there's just a giant stain there. I was like, I don't miss this.
Leather seats in my truck, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're harder to like once something does happen, it's more damaging, but it takes more for something to happen.
And that's the thing with the white interior for the Teslas, is that it looks amazing. It's just...
Is that what you have, is white interior?
No. I was looking at, when my friends were trying to convince me of getting a Tesla 3, there was a nice black and white interior, but, you know, I again woke up and I was like, let's not do that.
I almost bought my wife a Land Rover that has white interior in it. And I couldn't pull the trigger on it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. The thing is that they say with however you justify cheap jeans, that it definitely wears on the seats.
Yep.
It's not terrible with kids because they already have good cleaning products for like even just like fingerprints. I have some. It's called Whoosh. It's actually what Apple uses for their products. But I think you can only order it online, which I get it from Amazon. But besides that, yeah, they make Tesla-specific cleaning products, but also they can't find ways to really get those jean stains off of the seats.
Yeah, it had really ripply seats too. You know, and so I was just worried about, I don't know how those wear. You know, I'd imagine that because you have more pressure per square inch, you know?
Yeah.
Those little ripples that they would wear quicker.
Especially with that car seats.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is we're thinking about having kids in the next couple of years, and I was like, I don't really want to put a car seat on one of those fancy seats like that. I'd rather...
The best family car I've seen was the AMG GLEs.
Really?
Except they get you with the monthly payment. I know someone who has the newest one, and they're paying like $1,600 a month. I was like, that's insane. That's like my car and car insurance for my Tesla.
That's crazy. My wife really wants either an Escalade or a Topper.
Nice. Good choices.
Well, she just wants a big car that she can drive around, and
make sure she doesn't look at the EV versions.
Yeah,
you definitely go crazy on the price for how nice they look, but it's worth it because they have just like the Tesla has all glass as a panorama view, but theirs opens like a curtain, so the whole thing opens and it's amazing. That's how they get everyone to buy it.
And it's crazy how like the touchscreen is so sleek on it. Like he just like wraps up and around and just comes down really sleek-like. And
how have you been helped by the show?
Everything you have is carry-on?
Yep.
Nice. I'll get you as close as I can get you to the escalator. That way you can just go straight up to your turn.
Awesome. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. I was trying to meet, there were 300 people about to go to the airport from that building I came out of.
Oh, really?
So, I was like, I'm going to get on, schedule it ahead of time, and just go straight out. That way
I should probably head back over there, huh?
Yeah, you probably do pretty good.
They're not from God. They're deceiver.
Leaving, or you left earlier?
A lot of them are sitting around socializing, talking. I don't think their flight's until a little bit later.
Sure.
I'm trying to get here as early as possible because I'm supposed to go to Dallas, but there's thunderstorms in Dallas right now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So I might try and see if they can change my flight so I don't get stuck there. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Safe travels. Have a good one.
So, you too. Be safe out there.
Okay, quick announcement. Number one, get your orders in if you want to receive your presents and things on time. You want us to get them done and get them back to you, right?
All right, so you guys heard the man. We're heading back downtown. Except for I do have to use the restroom, so I'm going to swing around.
Shirts out and get them all to you.
I'll swing around, use the restroom.
Um,
And he tipped me right away. Amazing. But I'm going to swing around real quick and then head downtown, like the man said. 300 people are leaving.
amazing t-shirts and hoodies and mugs and all kinds of things are there. And my books are amazing, and they will make for amazing Christmas gifts, Thanksgiving gifts, Christmas birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. Lots of Christmas merch on the Father's State store. All right, lots of it, and I will sign the books, all the books, and get them back to you. From Race to Responsibility, Scam, How the Black Leadership Exploits Black America, the 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, family, and financial success. Just 7 steps. Imagine that. And then the antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, and victimhood. And I will sign them, but and already it's starting to pile up. So I'm sure we're working hard to get them done and back to you. Christmas is near, so you want merch on time. We have some amazing merch too. Go to rebuildingthemand.com/store, and the merch is on the Father's Day store right there. I don't quite understand what you're telling me. The Father's Day, it's the store. The Father's Day store. All right, and or you could call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663, and order your merch that way as well. All right, so go to rebuildingthemand.com/store.
Back, guys. think I got out of there quick. That cop was about to write some tickets, if not worse, to get them towed. That would have not been good. I need my car. How's everyone's Friday so far? All right, so we're just under 150 bucks going into a bit of, hopefully, what turned out to be really well.
Cameo. Man, I've been doing Cameo so much, but I'm like, what the? People love Cameo. Birthday shout out. Cameo birthday shout out.
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
Whatever, Cameo. I'll do them for you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy New Year, Happy Trump Day, all kind of stuff. Go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Let me go to Ann out of Florida. Ann, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Ann.
I just got something I wanted to say. This was about 5 years ago, and at the time, I was sorry, I'm not even working. I'm trying to a little out of breath. I was 24 at the time, and I was dating a 6-year-older woman. We had a pretty lengthy conversation. I just want to appreciate the patience that you had with me at the time. And the only person I knew that if I came to them with it would be willing to tell me the truth. It truly changed my life in a way where I was able to see myself and be aware of literally everything that I was doing. Why just couldn't see it, and finally being able to see myself for who I was and wanting to make a change for a difference. I wound up, starting a business, meeting that woman, and my life has been fantastic ever since. Got married earlier this year, and had my firstborn child. Everything is great in that regard. I just want to say thank you for what you do, have the vision and strength of that.
Right on. You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. I can't even find the words to express. And if you stay on that straight and narrow path, stay present, you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, no, I'm quite sure we'll believe that. And I called in mainly with the question of, I'm married to a woman that, was raised in Alabama on a farm. And she's great, great with my child. And I just noticed that, she's attempted to forgive her mother, but in the same mistake that I made before. You don't really do it for the right reason. Where you see your ways, she will sometimes do it, be the emotional throughout certain things, and say how she like, I'll correct her when she's wrong if she ever does anything with me, and handles it, never in anger or in a way where she's combative, but she'll be emotional and let that side fall into her and start to cry and say that she can't believe that she was doing that thing and couldn't see it. And I want the best for her, so I want her to be able to overcome her mother as I did and be able to forgive, but kind of wanted your opinion as to how to truly guide that way when it's not for me to do for her, but for her to understand why she needs to.
Well, number one, don't want for any Because if you want her to do it, you're gonna put your ego pressure on her to try to make her do it, and that's just gonna start a mess. Because we're not supposed to want for anything, and we're not supposed to want for anyone else to want to work on their lives. That's up to them. You can point it out. Hey, wife, you need to go and forgive your mother. But first, you gotta see that you are wrong for being angry. See your anger, anger is evil, and see that you're playing God and go and forgive your mother and your father. And if she doesn't, fine. And if she doesn't, fine. But if she starts to bitch and moan about anything, you just say, hey, I told you to drop your anger. Don't argue with her about it. You try to make her do it. But just point out you're angry, and that's why you're feeling this way. And leave it up to her, and you just work on you.
Right. And I would like to believe that that's kind of, where I'm coming from with it, because I never pressure her. It's only when, I correct, when she's wrong.
Yeah.
And she always listens, and, she'll state that, she can't believe that she was doing this thing and couldn't see it. And I'll say, you can't help it. It's just, you need to forgive your mother.
Right.
And, she wants to, but I don't, I wanted to when I heard you first talk about it, and I tried to come at it from, an intellectual place rather than from seeing who I was, and that the only way to, get my own identity back was to go and forgive the person that put it on me, where I became someone else.
Yes.
And just couldn't help it. And I mean, I get what you're saying, that's her journey and there's nothing else I can do. So that's basically it, is when she does, when she has that moment for me to, say that. And it's never me putting pressure on her.
Is this what he was talking about? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This is what he was talking about. Shout out. Shout out.
You can't believe that she just did what she did or said, or, putting just simple nonsensical things that aren't almost.
Yeah.
I understand they're out of anger, but I don't. But she's not like a. How there's, I guess you could say, there's actually an angry person. I understand that everything stems from anger, from the resentment, that they hold. But it's not like that. It's kind of like, say for example, just constantly asking me, oh, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Rather than just relaxing and letting it be. Small things of that nature, and where it'll carry over into other things and compound. Because I would say that she's great. And I remember our conversation 5 years ago where I thought this 30-year-old woman where my life was about sex, and I was smoking pot all the time and all this stuff, and I thought she was great. I never realized I was dating my husband. 5 years ago where I thought this 30-year-old woman where my life was about sex, and I was smoking pot all the time and all this stuff, and I thought she was great. I never realized I was dating my mother, and it was a mess. But I truly believe I don't have that now at all. I don't feel that way.
Right.
But I believe that she's right on the tipping point of getting there. So I guess the only thing to do would be what?
Is she doing the silent prayer?
No.
And why not?
There was a point in my life, no matter what excuse I try to make for it, there isn't one, but I stopped doing it myself. And I remember the point in my life where I was, and you truly have perfect peace, as to where I feel like I don't now, where I'll still get caught in the thought.
Right.
And I remember how it just slowed things down around me to be able to see things for what they were, rather than be into my imagination. And so I suppose that's because I'm not an example of doing it, and she doesn't,
You doing the silent prayer now?
No, I stopped doing it, probably about 6 months ago.
Really? How and why not? Your life can only get better if you stay present, if you stay aware. How will your life get better if you don't practice staying present?
Right.
No, that was a question.
Will you repeat it one more time? that? My apologies.
How will your life get better if you don't practice staying?
So is it a falsehood that I believe I am in the present and deal with things in the right way? It's not possible if I'm not doing final prayers. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking how would the light, I put it this way, how would the light become brighter in you if you don't practice staying present?
Yeah, it can't.
And you,
So is my belief that I am in the present not, is that wrong where I'm not, if I'm not currently doing final prayer?
I wouldn't, at this point, don't be concerned about that, but I would highly recommend that
We are audio
you
and
just,
video
if you
recording this
stop
ride
doing
for
it,
your
just come
safety.
back to it so that you could be, things can become clearer and clearer to you so that you can have a clear mind and be present with the truth that gives you this clear mind. I recommend you continue to do this silent prayer. Just go back to it. And start now. Don't worry about if you can see or not or blah blah blah. Just come back to the just come back to the present. Come back to the silent prayer so you can be present.
I guess the answer would be I'm not in the present because that's exactly what happened when I would miss it, and then I would say to myself, that there wasn't much of an actual difference, and then slowly you just fall out of it where, missing a day, you give it no thought, and then you go right back into it versus then just stopping and doing it.
And who is this? Who is the self that's saying that is not? Oh, I stopped, but it's not a big deal. Who is the self that's telling you that?
No, it's just purely my thought, which isn't me. So why I say that, I'm not 100% sure.
And you listen to the thoughts. That's why you're not doing the prayer. You got evil. The darkness doesn't want you to be one with the light. It wants you to be one with the darkness, and that's why the last thing it wanted for you to be still and see it by the light, so it has to depart from you.
Right.
You can always see by the light. You can't see by the darkness, and imagination is darkness.
Yeah.
That's why God said, bring every imagination into captivity. Bring every thought into captivity because they're simply not yours at all. And they're not from Him. And He wants you can only bring that into captivity by being aware of it. Being able to see those thoughts. You bring them into captivity. Otherwise, they control you. And they're so clever, and I can't even find the words to say how clever the thoughts are into making you believe a lie and have you thinking you're believing the truth.
Right. No, they really are, because I can see, how I'll be picking and choosing the thoughts that I am able to see and ignore, but then completely still be clueless to the ones that, that that I'm not the one judging, essentially.
Yeah. And you're not the one that picking and choosing the ones that are whatever, right? You're still being influenced by evil, and it is picking and choosing. You can't pick and choose because there's no you. How can you pick and choose anything when there's no you? So
that's true.
That's why I encourage you to stay present, and then by being present, not only will you deal with your wife in a perfect way, you'll deal with the whole world in a perfect way. You'll see what's happening.
Okay, so just focus on that.
Yes.
Okay.
And encourage your wife to do it, but if she doesn't want to do it, and when she goes off into anger or overreact or do crazy stuff, hey, I told you you're angry, you can't see. I recommend you do the prayer so you can be present, forgive. And if she doesn't want to do it, just let her suffer.
Yeah.
Most people love their misery. Don't force people to come out. Well, you can't anyway. But they'll try to force anyone to come out of their misery. Most people love their hell. They love their loneliness. They love their jealousy. They love their strife. They love trying to hurt others. They love misery.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
Right. Yeah, I can remember when that's exactly where I operated from. It was all the time while I was in prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works. Okay, and then just
Oh,
one last
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So with having a newborn, you know, my mother and father.
Oh yeah, because he'll hold you to it.
100%.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is their first grandchild, and while he is still, like, he's 3 months now, you know, I'm allowing them to see him from time to time whenever we get together,
3
and
weeks.
all of that. But my concern is, you know, I've already told them that when he gets older, like, they're seldomly going to see them unless I'm there, because I absolutely can't trust that they won't just do the exact same thing that they did with me with spoiling and, you know, just imposing themselves on him. So is there like a point where I should be aware when to do that, or it's like, because I see that he's still 3 months old, the concern of it wearing off on him now isn't.
That's not coming from Mike.
That's why I encourage you to be present so you see when to do it.
But I like the
If
idea
you're
of it,
present,
and I think for
by not being lost in your imagination and your thought, you're going to always see the right time to do everything. There will be no question about it.
changing like
Hello?
school structure.
You see what I said?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm sorry, my phone cut off on me.
Okay. I said that's why I encourage you to be present so you see when to cut them off or when not to cut them off. If you stay present, there will be no question about should I do this now or when should I do it. You will always see what to do and when to do it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So don't plan on it, you just need to see so you can see when to do it. And you will. You will see clearly and you will just do it without even thinking about it. It wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, alright, yeah. It's focusing on me, getting back to the silent prayer, and just being aware of, you know, every single thought coming and going, just letting it pass.
100%.
Okay, I appreciate you as always. You're the best, buddy.
Take care now. Let me know how it goes. I wish you well, all right?
Alright, thank you. Take care. I wish you.
All right, buddy. 888-775-3773. There's one line open now. Let me go to Super Chat. Super.
Super chat.
So, hey,
Yes.
you threw me off by throwing in the Father State store, where normally I say rebuildingtheman.com/store.
I'm just telling people if they go to the website, they may be lost as to how to find the Christmas merch so early in the year.
Oh, okay.
So there's a Fallen State store linked right at the top of the rebuildingtheman.com/store.
It's like maybe these things are steam conditions.
So
Nice.
Aries one gave a diamond with no message. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
CLC says on Twitch, Jesse, tell us about when you stopped laying hands on people. Speaking of demons.
Oh, yeah. I remember, long story short, I used to lay hands on people. And I remember one time I went to this hospital and this person was sick. And I laid hands on him. And what I did, I felt the spirit, the evil spirit leave them. And like, when I threw my hands on my arm, like, I'm never doing that again. So I just started using the cross after that. Oh, yeah. So there are evil spirits leaving. And they're afraid of the cross. Nice, thank you.
Mr. Chambers 01 on Rumble. My wife just lost a long-time friend because my wife expressed her happiness of Trump winning the election. This has hurt my wife and made her sad. But she stands strong by her views and does not regret it.
Right on. And tell your wife that she did not lose a long-time friend. She lost a long-time enemy who she thought was because had she been a real friend, it wouldn't have bothered her either that and it wouldn't bother your wife. She did not lose a friend. She saw her. Amazing. Thank you.
3 copies from someone. When a woman tells me
That's right, we're top baby. Amazing, thank you.
Coffee talk with Sandra gave a diamond to live. Nice hairs cut, Jesse. Looking good.
Thank you. Amazing.
Kelso was a cash app. No cats are still alive but barely breathing. They're falling to pieces.
I'm still alive but barely breathing. Amazing. Thank you. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, the phone calls and we got to finish up the super chat. All kinds of stuff. Back in a moment, hate news, not the fake news, but the hate news. One more hour to go. Back in a moment.
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, honest to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel for men and women, families, and individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they will become it just like that. Out of one counseling session. And if you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
In a tank when I'm driving it right now because like I'm not used to driving something big. I'm like, this thing's huge. Which is fun. Like I used to drive a bigger truck. It's so long.
Even while our greatest president is coming back in, you can expect the mess to continue. You'll just deal with it better. This is the end of hour 2 already of Express Yourself Friday, November 8th, AD is 2024. The lines are full, guys. We'll be right back to your calls. We will also wrap up the rest of the Super Chats, hopefully, in the coming final hour of the Jason Lee Peterson Show today, this Friday. But first, hate news, not fake news. After the Jason Lee Peterson Show, do catch the hatereport.com live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11 to 1 Central, noon to 2 Eastern. And then No Joel Friday TV on Fridays. He's live Monday through Thursday, which you are subscribed to him, including his audio podcast. You can go to Substack or elsewhere. And then The Fallen State, happening at noon Pacific time today, with Angela Stanton-King, a strong black woman, a nice gal. And then American Anchor Baby. Check him out. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Always a vibe. And then Church with Jason Lee Peterson on Sunday. Make sure you do tune in to church with excellent answers and responses to the biblical question and more great stuff. rebuildingaman.com/church. Wildfires in California. Fire conditions, according to Comedy Nonsense Network CNN, expected to improve across Southern California today after powerful Santa Ana winds. Hot winds brought strong gusts and dangerous fire weather to the region. In beautiful SoCal, those conditions fueled the mountain fire in Ventura County up there, not far, which has burned over 20,000 acres since Wednesday. Officials said more than 130 structures have been destroyed, including homes. Over 80 are damaged. The fire was driven by potent winds and weather conditions so extreme, forecasters issued a rare public, particularly dangerous situation. Red flag warning for the potential life-threatening fire behavior. National Weather Service, they closed down and evacuated their office in that area. Camarillo area, something like that. There are a total of 10 confirmed injuries, mostly related to smoke inhalation and non-life-threatening. Ventura County Sheriff Jim Fryhoff stated. Wow. And bird flu. Watch out for those bird flu things. The new study shows bird flu is spread from dairy farm workers more often than previously known, prompting the scared woman-led unchristian CDC to expand their recommendations for testing and treatment of workers on farms where animals tested positive. Previously, the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, recommended testing only those workers who had symptoms after exposure to infected cows. Now, officials say all workers on farms with infected cows should be tested, even if they don't have symptoms. CDC also recommended that workers without symptoms receive antiviral medication. Oh, Lord. Tamiflu if they've had a high-risk exposure to infected animals, like a splash of raw cow's milk to the face. Nobody wants that. There have been 46 human cases of H5N1 reported in the U.S. this year, but the current risk to the public remains low. I wonder how severe bird flu is to human beings. I don't know. They don't mention that. And by the way, 3 people are facing preliminary charges in Argentina for the death of Liam Payne, the One Direction singer guy who got drunk and on drugs allegedly, and he fell off the balcony. I think he was alone, but it may have been like a suspected drug dealer, a hotel employee, among the individuals being investigated following the pop star's fatal fall. He really fell off from a balcony in Buenos Aires last month. Late singer had alcohol, cocaine, and prescription antidepressant in his system before his death, according to authorities in Argentina. It doesn't sound like a victim, but they might have been doing some criminal stuff, so they're wrong too. And in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, a serious incident of violence hurt hundreds of Israeli soccer fans, or at least attacked them. So Israel's flying them back home. I'm James Haken, back to JLP.
I think.
Hour 3.
Maybe it's just winter. But anyways, so like, it was just a small engine. Yeah, it was tiny, but that talking about like tax
It's like
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. My beautiful question. Do you understand yourself? Do you understand yourself? And you can podcast, but you can listen to the show live no matter what you're doing or where you are by calling the listen line on Talk Screen Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or on JLP Cash App. On JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It is
everything that we have carry on?
Stuff on Friday.
Okay.
No,
Are we all taking the same flight?
Friday. It is. It will always be Express Yourself Friday.
You talk like a mother. You need to go and get yourself fixed. Because everything you say about black people like a car baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I want to be the smoking pot.
Vice President will not be there tonight. I'm sorry. So, no, I think that's cool, Kieran. I think that's really cool. And no one's really watching, just the entire world.
It is okay feel sad and disappointed.
No, I'm not. She's lying.
Refuse to participate. Stop having sex with men. Divorce your husband. I am going to be promoting the voting movement. Folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have.
Liar.
We are audio and video recording this ride for your
I'm worried
safety.
about mass deportation and internment camps.
That's why we're doing it. Because the cops ain't gonna believe this shit.
Please forgive him, for he not knoweth what he said.
That's right.
All right, so that was a $13 ride. Amazing.
I want to show you two things that I definitely.
So right now we're at $123.51 on Uber, and then $13.22 on Lyft.
4B. Have you
So
heard
all's
of a
well so
movement
far.
called 4B? I've never heard of that until now.
And then we got about an hour and a half before our reservation, so we got one for $4.40 for $16.95, and then $13.97 at $5.50.
Career has been taken off of social media after Donald Trump USA election win.
And then we just got a tip,
And,
$4 tip.
in case you have not heard about it, here is what the 4B movement is.
1784.
Watch this from Sky News.
Short hair we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're cutting it off because you. That's why. You think I'm crazy? Too crazy. Just like all the women before me who were crazy. So crazy. Now women are gonna have to just refuse to participate. Sorry if you're a man, I will not be responding to you. If you are a man, I will not be talking to you.
And this woman did the same. This woman also dramatically cut and shaved her head. Head shaving is part of the 4B movement, which protests the Trump election by creating a world without men. It demands women abstain from sex with men as women, abstain from childbirth, abstain from marriage, abstain from romance.
What a mess, huh? The one thing I realized from that is that these women shaving their heads, they know that a woman's hair is her beauty. And they know that the man knows that a woman's hair is beautiful. And a short-haired, bald-headed woman doesn't look right. They know that. That's why they're shaving their hair. Why else would they shave their hair if they didn't know it was important to the man and it's the woman's beauty? Isn't that amazing? And also, thank God they're doing the 4B thing, because now you don't have to worry about making babies with liberals. And then they take you to court, taking your child away from you. There is a God. There is a God. So they know, these women know what they're doing, they just don't care. So be glad they're revealing to you who they really are. They're just showing you them. And you're not having the children with them. Isn't that amazing? They're shaving their hair because they think what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to hurt someone because they shave their heads and now they walk around females that looking stupid with bald heads. They look like those chickens with no hair. But also, here is a little bit more about from Sky News.
This is where I wanted to go. I didn't realize it was this close.
One woman is encouraging others to join the 4B movement. Watch this.
This person agreed, saying women who care about women's rights should join the 4B movement.
Encourage any other women that are single, and care about.
So I'm going to take a quick break and then start a new live right after. Stay tuned, guys.